Jay here, Stretford Paddock. That's Joe Smith. This is Paddock Live, which means we're going to be talking about all the latest Manchester United news, and it means you are going to be getting involved in the comments and the chat. Joseph,
hello.
We're almost there. We're almost out
back.
of international break wilderness.
Real football.
Because I've struggled.
Why do they do it so early?
I don't know.
So annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like straight away, as soon as you're just getting into it.
You're just getting into it.
I mean, imagine you're just eating your first chicken nugget and then the plate just gets whisked away for an hour.
That's how it feels, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does feel like
the meal's just
whisked away out of chicken
starving.
nuggets.
You've been waiting all summer, absolutely starving for football. Then you play 3 league games and you're done for 2 weeks. What's the point?
It's so minging. It really is, especially when United finally get a league win.
We win.
We win a game of football, and then they go, no, that's your lot. Now you've just got to watch drops.
Do you know when they say half time's come at a bad time for them? They were getting on top there.
Yeah.
The international break came at a bad time for us.
We were just beating the mighty Burnley at home.
One of the great championship teams. We just dismantled them in the last minute.
We've got loads of stories to get through. We're talking about the Manchester derby, the movers and shakers in that. Looks like Pep Guardiola has got a bit of an injury crisis, if you can call it that, going on. So we're getting into that. Plus, there could be a few surprise inclusions for Ruben Amorim's squad. So we're getting into that. Also, we're looking at what's going on elsewhere, what's going on with transfers. I know the transfer window's kind of shut now, but we've got a few updates as well in terms of...
Is Onana officially gone now? I know obviously the deal's all agreed and done, but has that been announced? Is that actually 100% official yet? Not yet.
No,
okay.
I think we had the here we go.
I know it's done, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I had this in my news this morning about Onana. He's had what can only be described as a bit of a terrible time of the last month. I mean, dropped from, injures himself playing at the Battle of the Somme. If you saw that video of where he was playing football with his mates, and it just looked like an absolute nightmare. Comes back, he's injured there, the manager's not happy with him, he's dropped, comes back in for the Grimsby game as a stinker, then it's obviously just not wanted anymore by Manchester United or by Ruben Amorim. Doesn't look like, there's many clubs in for him, does get a move to Trabzonspor, goes away on international duty, and doesn't exactly cover himself in glory.
Roundly mocked.
Yeah, he's just become a bit of a,
by everyone.
Yeah, like you say, roundly mocked, a bit of a figure of fun. It's not, no one likes to see that. But doesn't mean that I want to see him back in the United shirt anytime soon. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the first one.
Let's have a look what we got, because there is some good news. Butcher makes the cut.
Superb. That is just chef's kiss.
Delightful. Well done, guys. Wonderful. Harvey looking so intense there, by the way. That was like you were waiting for your sentence in that, Harvey.
Go back on there. Let's have a look.
We're smiling now, but it wasn't before.
Go on, Harvey.
Really intense. Perfect pun. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 out of 10, because it doesn't have a kind of real artistic flourish that would maybe excite me. But in terms of it just doing what it should do, Butcher makes the cut, spot on.
Love that.
Manchester United could add 2 players to their strongest squad ahead of Man City clash. This is according to the Manchester Evening News. The Reds are starting to look more comfortable in the 3 at the back system, with their centre-halves suiting Amorim's vision. But to add to selection dilemma, Martinez, and suddenly it looks even stronger still. Sorry, let me do that again. But add to that selection dilemma Martinez, and suddenly it looks stronger still. Apologies. The Argentine has been out of action since February, and there are no definite signs that he will be fit to make the squad against City. However, he has been back on the grass at Carrington, and the hope is that he will not be too far off a return to the matchday squad. Will Lamans be given the nod to start? Time will tell, but the Belgian could well be handed a place in his first matchday squad at United for the first game. For the game, even if he starts on the bench. So Martinez could possibly be back in time for the derby. You're sort of wincing a little bit there, recoiling somewhat. What are you thinking?
No definite signs that will be fit to make the squad against City. However, he has been back on the grass. I've seen a few again, it's Evening News playing both sides of it with a couple of articles suggesting that maybe he could be in the squad. I doubt it very much that they'd rush him back. If there's one thing we learned with Lisandro Martinez, it's that we rushed him back too soon and it cost us. He's not quite the same player when he's not fully fit. Well, no one is. So you need to take your time with him. I agree that he should fit into this system perfectly. We saw it just before he got injured. He was scoring goals. He was getting the ball forward. He played very well, I think, at the Etihad last season. Played very well at Craven Cottage. He was getting, creating chances, scoring goals, doing his defensive duties very well. I think on the ball, I think he's the best defender we've got on the ball. I do. I think you give him that ball and he's under pressure and he can just get himself out of it. I think he's phenomenal. fits into this system. However, you don't want him half fit. You want him fully 100% fit. So wait, there's no mad rush. We have got other options, good options at centre back. Luke Shaw, Lenny Yoro, Matthijs de Ligt, Harry Maguire if you need him, Aidan Heaven if you need him. Those are all strong options in my opinion.
Yeah.
Nuzar Mazraoui can play at centre back as well and does a very good job there. I don't think there's any necessity to rush Lisandro Martinez back at all.
No, I agree. Just wait till he's ready. And obviously, a few minutes here and there isn't going to, well, you would hope wouldn't set him back too far, but you can't have him coming on not ready to go 100% because he's worried or because he's not quite ready. I know people say, if you can, he needs 20 minutes or this, that, and the other. But realistically, the only difference between playing 20 minutes and 90 minutes shouldn't be that we think his knee's going to go again. It's just that he's not fit enough.
Yeah.
So, let's make sure that the actual injury itself is fully fixed before he starts making any minutes whatsoever.
You could see it against, was it Wolves a couple of seasons ago when he came back? And it was Cunha, wasn't it, funnily enough, who just went past him like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is going on with him? And then I think it was like a few games later at the Emirates, he just broke down and he was taken off. Just, you could tell he wasn't 100%.
Because his foot, the surgery on his foot hadn't gone to plan.
Yeah,
is that the one?
I think that was the one when I know it was a little while ago. I know when he came back for the West Ham game, was it Fornals whoever fell on him? And that was a bit of a freak accident. I don't think it was necessarily he wasn't fit. I think he just, the player fell on his and he twisted his knee. Just horrible. You could tell straight away he's going to be out for at least 5 or 6 weeks. So he's been a bit unfortunate. Some of it's United's fault for rushing him back. Some of it's just bad luck. But either way, there's no need to rush this kid back. We need him.
Absolutely.
J-Bo McSwiggins says, not enough drunk goats and stolen dogs in this show.
That's a good point. Check out Uncensored if you want to see what he's on about there.
Yes. Kyle McIntosh says, Leacher is our best centre-back. Steve M says, he said something about, I think he said, he's done a few comments. That there was one about Lenny Yoro and Matthijs de Ligt have been phenomenal this season so far. I agree with that. Wayne Davis in the super chat has been a member of the academy for 56 months. Says, can't wait for Martinez to come back, but it shouldn't be starting in the derby. On the goalkeeping front, when life gives you Le Mans, stick 'em in net. Yeah.
A little net of lemons. That's how they come from the supermarket, isn't it?
A little net.
Lemons in a net.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit that like button, please, people, and get involved in the chat in the comments. And if you're not doing so already, please subscribe to the channel. Let's move on.
What we got next? Marmoush, my knee.
Ouch, me knee.
Ouch, maybe.
Ouch.
Marmoush. He said his knee, hasn't he? We'll go through this, obviously. Let's get into it. Man City will be without Omar Marmoush for Sunday's derby after the forward suffered a knee injury on international duty. Marmoush, who joined City from Eintracht Frankfurt for £59 million in January, was hurt following a robust fourth-minute challenge. City said initial scans in Egypt indicated Marmoush would miss Man United's visit to the Etihad on Sunday. The club confirmed Marmoush will now return to Manchester for more assessment to begin his rehabilitation. City boss Pep Guardiola could be short of options in attack, given summer time in Ryan Cherky's currently sidelined with a hamstring injury, and England attacking midfielder Phil Foden missed the defeat by Brighton before the international break. I mean, the Phil Foden one, obviously I'm not saying that that's Pep's fault, but Foden isn't injured. Foden, he just left him out because he said he wasn't fit enough. He said he wasn't ready. So I'm not going to feel, someone getting injured, obviously from a United perspective, might help us win the game, but I'm not going to sort of celebrate someone getting injured particularly. But adding Phil Foden in there like that's anything other than either him taking the piss over the summer and not being fit, or Pep and him having some sort of back and forth, that's not in the same category as the other stuff.
No.
Phil Foden's just been fucking about over the summer by the looks of things, and for whatever reason,
it's a weird
him and Pep
one.
have just not got on for the last 18 months.
Phil Foden.
Yeah.
It's like he had almost, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like the last season he didn't do out.
No, he barely. Well, he obviously didn't barely play. You're looking, he played 40 or games or whatever, but he wasn't guaranteed to start any game. So, like, yes, he made a lot of starts and he played a lot of games, but he went from being like one of the most important players in the team to, in big games, sometimes he'd play, sometimes he wouldn't. Like, he just, became a sort of bit part player, even though, like I said, he still got plenty of minutes. So it's a bit of a weird one with Phil Foden. I don't know what's gone on. Ever since he won the Premier League Player of the Year, he's been like, will he play, will he not play?
Yeah, because, how old is he? 25.
Yeah.
So last season, just in the Premier League, we just will keep it to that, he played 28 games and he scored 7 goals and got 2 assists.
Yeah.
But if you scratch beneath the surface, I think in his last sort of 10 appearances, he didn't get any goals or assists.
Yeah.
And a lot of those, and in the last 14 games, 4 of them he was on the bench.
Yeah, and he's either getting subbed off or subbed
on the bench.
On the bench all the time. Yeah, something's gone wrong there.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
a
adding
little
that.
niggly injury, or like you say, there's a bit of an issue with him and Pep. But it's like when people compare Phil Foden to Wayne Rooney in terms of what they've achieved and how young they were when they broke through and winning titles and all the rest of it and Champions Leagues and stuff. But I remember when Rooney was 25 when he just had a season off.
No.
When managers barely played him and he didn't really...
Wayne Rooney was like an undroppable, crucial part of Man United's team from the age of like 19 onwards.
Yeah.
Like, that is just not the same with Phil Foden.
Yeah.
Like, he's allowed to kind of sort of swing in and out and have these 2-month spells, 6-week spells where the manager's just sort of not bothered. Like, that's, he's obviously just not on the same level as Rooney, is he? But
no,
it's weird to me that he still isn't, he's meant to be De Bruyne's replacement 4 years ago. De Bruyne's left now and he's not even starting games because he's not fit.
Yeah.
So, on the Marmoush front, obviously, the fewer options they have, the more likely United are to win the game. And in terms of, I think, players like Vardiol as well, still not fully fit.
He's a weird one, isn't he?
Vardiol.
He's like, you can't work him out. Sometimes when you watch him, you think he's amazing.
Yeah.
And there's times when you watch him, like the FA Cup final, you think, thank God they've got him.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
They've got too many players like that, too.
Yeah.
I mean, enough for me. I love it. But, that's hurting them, starting to hurt them.
It's just a weird... It reminds me a bit of Cancelo. He used to be a bit like that.
Yeah.
When you could watch him and go, Jesus, well, this guy's like the best player you've ever seen. And the other time you think, does he even want to play football?
Yeah.
Just looks like he can't be bothered. Glenn F says, these people are stupid, Jay. Yeah, those that compare Rooney to Phil Foden.
Yeah.
There you go.
Couldn't even think of his name.
Yeah, that's how important it is to me. What'll happen is Pep will make out like he's got this mad injury crisis and how done by he is because only half of the £400 million signings he made in the summer are available to him, and he's a player who's arguably one of the best ever players. He's a bit crap now or whatever, and it'll all be made out like somehow the narrative will build around him being the underdog for this game.
Yeah.
And then that'll be his excuse if he don't win.
They've still got a lot of their best players.
Yeah, of course they have, man.
Will they play, won't they play players injured, but mostly the first 11's pretty much ready.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
As you may have noticed if you follow us on socials and you've been watching the channel, we have got a new line of merch that is available. You can see the lovely Adam McCullough and Stephen Patrick Howson modelling it there.
Lovely.
Looking very good. Make sure you check that out. There's a link in the description. There's a link in the chat. Stretford Paddock merch. Loads of good stuff on the store. T-shirts, hoodies,
really nice
sweatshirts.
stuff as well. Good quality stuff.
Yes, we love it. So go and check it out. Thank you to everyone who's already bought some, supported the channel. We do appreciate you massively.
Yeah.
Jay's Park says, evening Jay, evening Joe. Lovely to see you both as per. Grace Sheridan says, did you see Eriksen to Wolfsburg?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we might talk about that in a little bit.
Oh yeah, we might be getting to that a little bit later on. Right, come on then, what's next?
What we got next? The right coach can be vital. Where's the pun there?
Vital.
The right coach can be vital. George Vital, the old coach. Yeah. It works.
Okay.
It does work.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Well done.
It's not your fault that Vital and Vital are spelled the same way.
Yeah.
That's like unfortunate.
It's my fault. I decided that it would be that way. Good pun. A goalkeeper coach switch up help influence Andre Onana move away from Old Trafford. Am I an idiot?
Goalkeeper.
Oh, coach. Move away from Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm thinking of move as a what's the word?
A colour.
As a colour. Interesting. Onana portrays assuredness, but those who know him say his confidence was impacted at United, affecting his performances. A change of goalkeeping coaches from Jelle ten Ruvelar, with whom Onana had a great relationship, to George Vital was another factor. Vital, 64, will instead be tasked with helping extract consistent performances from Lomans, who's first trained at Carrington on Monday. Some people close to United are surprised that Onana elected to leave rather than to try and fight for his place. He will also now earn a higher wage, with his take-home pay increasing in Turkey due to signing on fees, bonuses and a more favourable tax rate. his income should double. That's pretty insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because what percentage of his earnings will he be paying more than 50% tax on?
I don't know.
None,
I don't know what's going on.
What's the upper limit of tax? Isn't it 50%?
Yeah, something like that.
How can he be earning more than double? I guess with the bonuses. But do they just pay no tax at all then?
I don't know.
No, I don't know
Turkish
either.
Tax,
But good for
situation,
him,
being,
I guess.
Being brutally honest.
If you go to Trabzonspor and you're earning more than you do at Man United, that's pretty remarkable, isn't it? So
Yeah.
they presumably paying his full wages then? Because they didn't say that explicitly there, but they'd have to be.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Onana. I don't know what sort of... I was chatting to Ronnie about this earlier. I don't know what responsibilities he's got with his wages, whether he's...
Well, I saw that mentioned, that
Yeah.
he does have responsibilities sort of in Cameroon. And
whether he's
doing
doing
got foundation
stuff,
over there
foundation
and,
and family, and he's sort of trying to help. Because sometimes it does come out, doesn't it, that African players in particular are sending money back home to try and, literally build things over there and help, like the foundation, give kids opportunities there. So I don't know. I'm just speculating. I've seen one or two mentions.
There is a Andre Onana Foundation.
I
saw
so
that
maybe
written down today.
He's relying on that money to put into that, and then when he's lost some of his wages, it's like, this is like, this hurts me more than people would think. This isn't just about him buying a new car or a bit of bling. This is him actually wanting to do some good stuff over in Cameroon. So maybe people have been a little bit harsh with him over the wages things. If it indeed is some altruistic venture, I don't know.
I think as well, like you said, Jay, it's and obviously I'm in this position, so I'm speculating here.
Yeah.
But I can imagine it's probably almost impossible for me to imagine the pressure on him and his community, or on him by his community and for his life, because there's a chance. I mean, look at the pitch that he was playing on in the summer.
Yeah.
And that's him. I mean, it was a bit silly probably playing there.
Yeah.
But there's
certainly getting filmed on it.
Yeah,
as well.
But there's a stream, sort of a small stream running through it. It looks like a sort of completely clay pitch. It's not really a football pitch, is it? Let's be honest.
So I said this morning it was like mud, and someone pointed out it's worse than mud because it's actually rock hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you think like, if your town and local area and local, wherever he's from, is relying on him for real support, you can't really imagine what that's like unless you're doing it, unless you're from a place where that is the case. So I can't criticise him too much, to be honest.
No.
Because I don't know, it must be such a monumental feeling inside you all the time that you are responsible for that and trying to help people and trying to bring your family and people you grew up with a better life. That is fucking a massive thing. So fair play to him if you want to go somewhere and get more money, or you're walking in and asking, why have I lost 20% of my wages after the Champions League stuff? I kind of get it a bit.
Yeah, I do. I understand it. I mean, look, it's not United's fault.
No.
It's not like United can go, well, okay, you're using your money for a good endeavour, we'll give you your money, your
We don't know
wages.
how much of it is used either, by the way.
Do you know what I mean?
Not,
it is one of those crap situations where, for want of a better expression, it's just tough.
Yeah.
That is your contract. We didn't get the Champions League, and let's not forget you played a big part in us not going into the Champions League. So it's not like you were amazing, and despite your best efforts, the team let you down, and now we're not in Europe. You played your part in that. You didn't get the wages that you didn't get the wages that you weren't going to get anyway because that's in your contract.
Yeah.
So you just have to lump it really, and it's probably just best for all concerned. He goes to Trabzonspor. I hope he does well. I hope that it becomes a permanent move because I just don't see him having a future at Manchester United whatsoever. Greg says, Joe, too diplomatic. I think Joe's being fair. I don't think he's been too... He's put a laughing emoji there. I don't think he's criticising you. Benjamin Toppin says, just ordered my oversized hoodie, hoping for a lock of Jay's hair in my order. You will get a lock of the hair off my head in every single order. That is a promise from Stretford Paddock. J-Bo McSwiggins says, thankful we're stacked in the glovesman department. I like that reference. Glovesman is the worst way of describing a goalkeeper, and that is what went on in one of the stories we read the other week. Someone earlier on says, which was kind of a troll, but it was funny. He just put, you two will never have to worry about the top tax bracket. I love that.
What is the top? When does it start? 100 grand?
Probably.
Can we find out?
Yeah.
Does someone know? Because it goes up, doesn't it? Yeah, 100 grand plus, is it? Where you start paying 50%?
That's why we always make sure we earn less than that. So we don't walk against
Never have to worry about the top
tax bracket. We always make sure of that. What is it?
125k, and it's 45%.
So close
on the percentage you earn is over that. Obviously, people know what
you're a proper loser if you pay 45% tax. I'm well avoiding that.
Yeah, what? You cheeky little...
I'm making sure I never have to pay that.
Oh, right, you're avoiding it. Not by Jimmy Carr methods, just by never earning it.
Just by never earning enough to pay 45% tax. The joke's on you, HMRC.
Yes, exactly. Interesting, isn't it? Very
Not
smart.
as daft as a look.
4D chess.
If you don't earn it, they can't tax it. Think about it.
Perfect.
Right, let's
What we
move
got
on
next?
from this drivel.
The boxing glovesman.
We were just laughing down here.
Well done, guys. Well done. Silence. Andre Onana shoves fan after latest goalkeeping calamity leads to pitch invasion. Fucking hell.
Has there ever been a worse sentence for a player than that one on this show? That is like, I think that's the worst thing I've ever seen happen to a player we're describing. Yeah. Like, everything about this is just horrible for Andre Onana. Andre Onana shoves fan, right? That in itself
never happened.
Is just awful. Happen. Right there, you're facing charges, all sorts going on. You can be getting banned for a very long time. Yeah. Just really bad. After your latest goalkeeping calamity.
Latest as well, implies a string thereof.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then leads to pitch evasion.
Right, sure.
It's that fucking bad. There's been a pitch, they've ran on the pitch.
Swarmed the pitch.
Yeah. It's like, that is woeful.
Yeah.
That is just, it doesn't get any worse.
No, it doesn't. Andre Onana has suffered further embarrassment after he shoved a fan following Cameroon's nightmare defeat to Cape Verde, leaving the African minnows on the brink of World Cup qualification. After the final whistle, Cape Verde fans swarmed the pitch to celebrate the crucial win, arguably the biggest in the country's history. During the celebrations, one fan tried to get a picture with Onana by pushing his phone into the goalkeeper. Understandably furious with the result and the fans' behaviour, Onana reacted by shoving him away in the face. It is a bit of a sort of forearm and keep walking. It's one of them things.
I didn't realise, I spoke about this morning. Obviously, I've watched the footage and, I mean, you've just had a bit of a nightmare. It wasn't just Onana, by the way, who was at fault for the goal. I don't think anyone covered themselves in glory, but he should have done better.
He gets sort of frozen to his line a little bit.
Yeah, and I think doesn't the ball like almost go down the middle of the goal, which I know it's basic, but
not ideal.
What's the goalkeeper doing when he's shot down the middle? He's going straight in. It's shades of Galatasaray's third.
Yeah. And the other thing with United as well, that I know he still is a United player, so obviously there's going to be like, people following what he does. But as you'll have noticed, and I'm sure everyone will have noticed, from Ten Hag being sacked to anything that sort of Sancho did at Chelsea, anything Onana does now, Rashford at Barcelona, like once you've left Man United, whether that's permanently or on loan, if you were part of the problem group, every mistake you make will have 60,000 likes underneath it on Twitter. That clip will have done 3.5 million views, and Onana crashes out after whatever. I saw that tweet about 700 times, each of them reposting the same video that again had millions of views. Like, people will follow you around and revel in your misery for the rest of your career. It's actually insane. Like Ten Hag, the amount of people loved that he got sacked by Leverkusen. Yeah. You think he hasn't managed Man United for nearly a year, and we're like, they lost that pre-season friendly, didn't they? To I think it was a Brazilian team, and people were just loving it. And like Solskjaer getting sacked from Besiktas, people loving that. You think this is madness, but that's part of playing for Man United, I suppose. If you leave on good terms, people will follow you and praise everything good that you do. If you leave on bad terms, for the rest of his career, every time he pushes a fan in the face or makes a mistake, it's going to go viral. It's just part of the life you lead being a Man United player, isn't it? Mental.
Yeah, it is, and it's a bit sad as well that people just revel in any misery for anyone who used to be associated with us. And you just think, just live and let live, man.
Did you see Ralph Rangnick on his little bike yesterday?
Oh God, was he talking about how he tried to sign Lionel Messi for United, but the board wouldn't approve
Listen to it.
Yeah.
No, have you not seen it?
No.
He's got a bad leg or something. Right. So he's basically, do you know those new, I say new, last sort of 5-10 years, the sort of electric e-bikes.
Yeah.
So instead of walking off the pitch, everyone else is walking off the pitch, and he's just on one of these bikes, just going on across the pitch. He's got a bad leg. So it looks like, you know, when you were playing football as a kid, and the bigger boys would come on their motorbikes and do wheelies and stuff and scare you. Same, never happened to me either. It looks like that. He's just looking at me, just driving off on a motorbike across the pitch. Fantastic.
Mate, Ralph Rangnick's such a weird one, honestly. I
like Ralph Rangnick.
Do you?
Yeah.
He was all right in press conferences, but I didn't think much of his football.
Oh, no, I don't think he's a great manager.
This whole Gegenpress thing, like, you can't wait for the Gegenpress. It was just a load of bollocks. It lasted for 40 minutes against Palace, and then that was the end of that. I mean, it was horrible that season, wasn't it?
It was absolutely
fucking
horrible.
minging.
I don't blame him for all that.
No. Like Ollie getting sacked.
Fuck this.
Fucking like just, we got through to the knockout stage of the Champions League and then just didn't turn up. Like, was it Middlesbrough not start the league?
Yeah, I think it was Middlesbrough and then Atletico Madrid won it.
It was just fucking shite, man. Honestly, I look back at that season as just one of the worst. Well, little did I know what was to come a few years later.
Yeah,
go on, what's the next one? Get involved in the chat in the comments.
Yeah. What we got next? Amazon next day delivery. Amazon next day delivery. Amazon next day devilry. Thoughts?
What?
Go on.
The Amazon rainforest.
Brazil, yeah.
Casemiro.
So we need to get into the story before we work out whether this is a good pun or not. So what I'm going to do, I think this is the first time I've ever done this, we're going to hold our thoughts on that pun. And then we'll revisit it at the end, okay? So I'll build it and then you can let me know what you think. Okay. Amazon next day devilry. Casemiro shows true Man United colours with key decision ahead of Man City clash. Casemiro has underlined his commitment to Manchester United by making an early return from the international break. The midfielder was called into the latest Brazil squad for clashes with Chile and Bolivia. The veteran midfielder requested his early release so that he could be back in training with United as soon as possible, and that will be a huge boost to head coach Ruben Amorim as he attempts to prepare his side for this weekend's Manchester derby. Casemiro is already understood to be back at Carrington. Thoughts?
Still don't rate it. Sorry.
I thought it might have grew on you a little bit.
No, well, I mean, what do you reckon? Do you like it?
I think it's okay. I think it works.
Yeah.
I think next day devilry I quite like.
All right.
There's a flair.
Let's go.
To that.
Let me know in the chat in the comments.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Also, though, isn't he suspended from the second game? Isn't that why he's come back?
Yeah. We got him next day.
Yeah, but isn't it? So he's suspended, so he couldn't have played in Brazil's second game anyway. No. So it's not like he's like, you know what, leave me out of this one. I'm playing for Man United the weekend. I need extra training. He literally couldn't possibly play for Brazil if he tried. But I guess he's asked to leave early because he might have been expected to stay with them. I don't know. It's not mentioned in this section.
Casemiro's underlined his commitment to Manchester United by being suspended for the second game of Brazil's qualifiers.
By being literally as unplayable for that game as me and Jay are. Like, actually, we are probably more because we aren't fucking suspended for it. Like, he couldn't have played in that game if the world's money depended on it.
I'll tell you what, there's fucking slow news days in us today. Hey, you've got no idea what has gone on here. We are scraping. We are at the point where suspended player shows his commitment to United by not breaking his suspension and somehow turning up for Brazil in his full kit like John Terry.
As he would have done if he weren't so committed to United.
Like Fabio Contral that time when he was sat on the bench and he weren't in the squad. Yeah. Do you remember for Real Madrid?
Oh yeah.
And then Jose started laughing at him. Remember that one?
Did he kick him off?
Yeah.
You're not allowed on the bench, obviously. Is the bench like a sacred place? Does it have different rules to other parts of the stadium?
I think
so. It must do, the dugout. It's different, isn't it?
It is now. But do you remember like back in the day, I'm watching a thing, and this is going off on a bit of a tangent, but fuck it. Where like it was about when Villa won the European Cup. And for the semi-final, Gary Newman was saying how he was like the commentator and that. And he's saying he didn't have anywhere to go, so he just sat on the bench with the players and that.
And commentated from the bet from.
Like, I don't know if he commentated, but he sat on the bench.
Sat there.
But I just thought that's the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah, and you just sat with the team. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, even when you think about it, like, do you know some places, obviously, a lot, not in England, but you see it where it's literally a dugout. It is dugout, and they're sat with like baseball style, chin on the floor, which must be horrendous for watching the game.
Yeah.
But like a lot of them have got a sort of bus shelter vibes.
Yeah.
But Old Trafford, I know it's in the little brick bit, but when you just look at it on the cameras and when you're there, it's just like seat, red bar, manager.
Yeah.
And they're just in another seat on basically the same sort of slope and gradient as the fans.
It is a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of not really any different, is it? And it's obviously fenced off, but not particularly compared to a lot of grounds. So, yeah, there you go. He's done he's done the unthinkable. He's been suspended and then not played. Wow. Can't even imagine it. What are people saying, Jay?
Yeah, let us know what you think. Doc Rock says, listen, the story is dumber than the headline. Wow. Although OMD Willie Turnip says top marks for creativity. Mathematics says Casemiro missed the Manchester weather.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it, really, to be honest with you.
Brazil, Southern Hemisphere, yes? Is all of Brazil in the Southern Hemisphere? Probably is.
Occasionally.
Where do we hit Southern Hemisphere on the Americas?
When you get below Chile.
No. Chile goes almost down to Antarctica.
I think it's just south of Lower Broughton.
Is it?
That's when you hit the Southern Hemisphere.
Have you ever been to the Southern? Yeah, you've been to South Africa.
I've been Brazil.
Oh, of course, and South Africa.
I've been South Africa. I've been Australia with you.
Oh,
you
I didn't think I'd ever been.
Well,
Australia.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess that Australia's in the Southern Hemisphere.
It is because everything.
What about Thailand? We've been there together.
No,
as
that's
well.
Northern.
Oh.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Isn't it mad we've been in Australia?
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it?
That is crackers.
And also, isn't it mad that it's that far away and it's just England? Isn't it? That's the maddest thing of all to me. You're like, it's literally as far away as you can possibly go, and now it's just England.
It was mad that.
It
doesn't feel that different, does
not.
it? Like, they all speak English, sort of.
It looks like England.
Yeah.
Or
there's
sort
like-
of England-America
there's shops
hybrid.
and like everything. Like, Melbourne was very much like Manchester.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds insane, but obviously when we went as well, it was our summer but their winter, so the weather wasn't that hot. It was just, it was actually quite mild.
It's like 12 degrees.
Cold in Perth.
Well,
wasn't
my flight was delayed home because the engines were frozen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
The wings were frozen, something.
it was a bit weird because I thought it would just be full of beaches and that and red hot. Anyway, any more?
What we got? Jaden, it's overla.
Overlap.
Oh yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. That's nice. Well done. Yeah, this is good. Jimmy Carragher speaking to, I think, Adam McCullough for this. Man United's worst ever signing, in quotes. I believe that is Adam McCullough's quote. Jadon Sancho is slammed by James Carragher. In the latest episode of the Overlap fan debate, YouTuber Adam McCullough.
Did we need to put that?
Yeah.
Did we need to put YouTuber Adam McCullough like we don't know who Adam McCullough is? Like he's not a big part of this channel.
Do you not know?
Like,
So he owns part of this channel.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Is
He was,
that
he
right?
was in yesterday.
Right, I wonder who that was.
Yeah. I think he used to be in the
is
army.
Is he a YouTuber, is it?
Yeah.
Right, I wonder what he did.
I know, it's
Right.
the other one who used to be in the army.
Who?
Maybe I don't know who he is.
He was in the army.
Steve.
Was it? Who mentions it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Adam McCullough branded Sancho the club's worst ever signing, with the winger having cost £73 million from Borussia Dortmund in 2021. Carragher then launched a withering critique of Sancho, questioning whether he possesses genuine football talent. We got asked to come up with an England squad, and we didn't put him in, and I got some stick on social media. When you say he's the worst Man United signing because of his ability, I'm not sure there's much ability there. I don't know what Sancho's thing is. Every player has something, but I can't think in my head what he does. I've never seen it in my life. I haven't.
Right, two things. First of all, he's never launched a withering critique of anything in his fucking Scouse life.
It's a withering critique.
Secondly, he's chatting shit, right? Because I'm not Jadon Sancho's biggest fan, but when he was levered out of his head in that Champions League semi-final, he was licking Jadon Sancho's ass and said how great he was. So now he's in a different environment and it suits him to just lay into him. He has done. So I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. Because you remember when he had a beer and Sancho got man of the match after the PSG semi-final first leg, and he was like, couldn't say how going on with himself about the yellow wall he'd been studying and drinking loads of beer and how great
I think
Sancho
we watched that
was.
together, didn't we?
Yeah. So I just think he's been a little bit disingenuous there.
And also because at that time, it made sense to praise him because that would make United look worse for loaning him.
Yeah.
And now it makes sense to criticise him because it makes United look worse for ever buying him.
That's what I mean.
So yeah, he's kind of playing whatever makes United look shit in the moment.
Yeah, I get the idea, right? I get where Mac is coming from. He said it a million times with us, and I kind of agree with it. I've said it myself. He's certainly a contender for worst ever United signing, pound for pound. I'm not saying we haven't had worse players than Jadon Sancho. We've had dozens of players who don't have the ability of him. But in terms of expectation, the cost and what he delivered, he is arguably our worst ever signing. So I agree with that. But this idea that you just don't know what he's good at, you've never seen anything from him. The guy got, 36 goal involvements in 39 games at Dortmund. Helped get him to the Champions League final when he went back there. We didn't see enough good things from him, but it's not like Jadon Sancho hasn't got any redeeming qualities as a footballer, or didn't have any.
Have no talent at all.
Yeah, like I think we're kind of getting a little bit silly with this now. If we're going to sort of pretend that he's always been crap and never shown anything to make you think he's any good. Because that's not true. I'm not even his biggest fan.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
No, well, I mean, if you were looking at him in 2021, so let's take, since then out of it, his dribbling ability, his passing in the final third, his composure in the final third, his ability to find his teammates in difficult and tight areas, his sort of, his vision, especially in tight areas in the final third, was exceptional. Yeah. And that's why United bought him. He was phenomenal in making things out of tight spaces and those kind of really difficult moments. He was great at finding solutions in those areas. For whatever reason, that's not translated to the Premier League. But yeah, there was certainly a lot of things that he was exceptional at when he was at Dortmund. It just didn't quite take the jump.
It just becomes easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just when someone's like disappointed, and obviously Jadon Sancho's not done himself any favours, but it just becomes to the point where no matter what you say negative about him, no one's really going to challenge you on it.
No.
You can just say anything now. Like you can say, look, Jadon Sancho's always been crap. He was never any good. I don't know.
City let him go.
Yeah. And people go, yeah, you're right. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. There was a time when he was very good.
Yeah.
I remember when he sort of carried Dortmund, well, not on his own, because obviously there was other players like Erling Haaland and Jude Bellingham there, but towards the end of that season when they got into the Champions League and won the German Cup, I think he scored twice in a final. I think he was phenomenal in that sort of last couple of months of the season. So he has had good moments, but in a United shirt, he's just been atrocious. Yeah. So yeah, I get that argument. I just don't think he's never had anything any good about him. What next?
Finally, Eriksen to Wolfsburg. Here we go. What's that about then?
Danish.
Oh.
That's where Lego is from. We've been there, haven't we? Denmark, Copenhagen, Legoland.
Did you go to Legoland?
No, I went to the Lego shop.
Yeah. No, it's good there. I like it.
Are we going to pretend that didn't happen?
Yeah, we're
okay, I like
rolling
that.
past that.
Yeah.
Copenhagen was a lovely city.
Love that. Wi-Fi,
Pricey.
5G there, phenomenal.
Jay loves the internet. Jay always talks about the internet.
You send a text in Copenhagen, right? They've received it before you press send.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And
honestly,
that is a huge privacy sort of.
I just want to live there just for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is excellent, and the sausage is great. They've got a really good barbecue place, but my God, is it pricey?
Isn't it?
But
Scandinavia is quite.
The main things I remember from there were it being pricey, but not like 10 times more than England, just London-ish, and the fact that people just leave their babies outside in the pram, and then will like be sat in the front room in the house.
What?
Yeah, on the streets. You go down the road and there's prams with kids asleep just in the street with no adults with them, just like left. Did you not notice that?
No.
Really?
Are you sure this happened?
I think so.
Like babies just
Can
left
someone
in the
have a
streets?
look? Like
in Copenhagen.
Kids will be like.
I've been to Copenhagen twice, and I've never noticed the streets are full of babies.
Google it.
Google that.
Yes, you.
Google. Where can I find abandoned
Producer
babies
Ben
in
has just said,
Scandinavia?
I can't Google that.
Like,
Google.
Right, hang on a minute.
Yeah, good point.
Nicola
Help me.
says, I can confirm kids sleep outside even in winter, which I think he means winter.
See?
Miles says the fresh air, the cold fresh air is supposedly good for them. At least that's the logic behind them.
Yes, it literally happens. That happens.
Right, because I didn't know, I mean...
You'll see, you'll be walking, because we lived, like, when I go to a place, I actually live there.
That's like a Gary Neville thing, innit?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A mini vacation. I don't call it a weekend, I call it a mini vacation.
Yeah, so we stayed in a little flat thing, but like around the base of the flat, outside on the pavement, not like in the courtyard, would just be like prams. And then one time we looked, it was like, there's kids in them. They're not, I was thinking like, leaving your bike outside. There's kids.
Do you think it was like one of them things, like scooters you get in Salford where you can just take one?
Yeah, you can just rent a baby for the day.
Take it for a walk for the day and then bring it back.
Yeah, you have to put it to one of the other lock-in things then. Yeah, at the other side of the city, but as long as it's locked up, it's fine. Yeah, so they do that. Christian Eriksen has gone to Wolfsburg. I don't even know where they are now.
Germany.
I mean in the league.
Oh, right, sorry. Neither do I. I was proud of myself and knew it was German.
Where do they finish these days? Because they won the league, didn't they, in 2010, was it? I remember they won the league. I think it was Wolfsburg. They won a Bundesliga.
Really?
Was it? Am I getting this wrong? So last season they finished 11th mid-table. Can we just Google list of Bundesliga champions and go back until there was someone who won it that I think was Wolfsburg?
Yeah, 2011.
2011. There you go. Yes. So obviously they're not that team anymore, but they're a consistent big-ish name in Germany, aren't they? They're sort of probably Germany's Aston Villa or something.
Do you know what? with Christian Eriksen. Mark my words. History is going to be very, very kind to Christian Eriksen at Manchester United.
It's good.
I think people will look back with a lot of fondness towards Christian Eriksen as the years go by.
He's a good player.
I think, and I think he'll be remembered and respected as one.
Yeah.
He came on a free, did a good job, and until Andy Carroll gave him that injury, he was actually one of our best players that season.
Yeah, it was.
And just wasn't quite the same after, and it still fucking annoys me. But no, I wish him well.
Me too.
Always a good professional as well. Just did the job whatever he was asked of him, even if sometimes he was asked to do jobs that didn't suit his skill set. Always gave you his best, and it was good to see him at the Aston Villa game when Bruno gave him that penalty, so he could end with a goal. And yeah, I hope it works out for him. I hope he does well, because after everything he's been through as well, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's amazing he's still playing football, let alone still playing for a club.
That's one of the
size of Wolfsburg,
worst things I've ever seen. That on a football pitch, and yeah, like you said, it's amazing that he's came back from that, played for Man United, was good for us as well.
It was surprisingly good, wasn't it? In that first 6 months.
Yeah, you didn't have to make any...
Do you know what I mean?
No,
people were like, fucking hell, I'll tell you what, Eriksen actually is class.
Yeah. There's a point where him and Casemiro looked excellent together.
It was a shame, because it was just like...
Yeah.
I think Casemiro started getting red cards, and then Eriksen got that injury, and that was the end of that, basically. Yeah. But it was a real shame. Someone else... Jacoya Trot says, still blame Andy Carroll, the knob.
Yeah.
And Greg says, Andy Carroll, arsehole. Yeah, I agree with all that. Just before we wrap up, don't forget, merchandise.
Yeah.
There you go, we've got some merch available, Stretford Paddock merch. There's a link in the description and in the chat.
All new stuff as well, by the way.
If
you haven't looked at it, go and check it out. All new designs, all new stuff, different materials as well. I want to make sure it's like premium stuff.
Top quality,
and it's good stuff, so make sure you check it out, genuinely.
We're going to be back in the morning with the news. Then it's going to be me, you, Howson, off the bar in the afternoon as well. There's other videos up. There's me and Finn did the Academy review. Joe and Macca did Uncensored, very, very funny. Joe and Steve did a little bit of a look at tactics ahead of the Manchester derby as well. Go and check that out. You can go and find him on the Sloppy Joe's podcast. You know where to find me. That's been Joe Smith. I'm Jay Motti. This has been Paddock Live. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.